No one tells you this part. Walking away doesn't hurt the most because you're weak. It hurts because you're kind, because you remember the good moments, because you don't want to be the bad person, because somewhere deep down you were taught that leaving means failing, so you stay longer than you should. You explain yourself too much. You carry guilt that was never yours to begin with. But here's the truth. Most people never hear. You can walk away without guilt, not by becoming cold, not by becoming selfish, but by understanding why guilt shows up and how to release it, step by step. This video is not about cutting people off dramatically. It's about leaving calmly, cleanly, and without carrying emotional debt for years. Why walking away feels so hard? Let's start with something important. Guilt doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Most of the time, it means you were trained to prioritize others' comfort over your own safety. If you grew up being praised for being understanding, easygoing, mature for your age, you likely learned this lesson early. Your needs come second. So when you think about walking away, your nervous system reacts like you're breaking a rule. Even if the relationship drains you, even if the job disrespects you, even if the situation keeps costing your mental health, your mind says, they'll be hurt. What if I regret it? What if I'm overreacting? But notice something. You rarely ask, what is this costing me if I stay? The real source of guilt. Here's the psychology behind guilt when walking away. Guilt usually comes from one of three places. Conditioning. You were rewarded for self-sacrifice. Fear of conflict. You associate discomfort with danger. False responsibility. You believe you're responsible for other people's emotions. That last one is big. You are responsible for how you behave. You are not responsible for how someone reacts to your boundaries. Someone can feel sad, and you can still be doing the right thing. Those two truths can exist at the same time. Guilt often shows up when you confuse empathy with obligation. Step 1. Separate empathy from responsibility. Step 1 in walking away without guilt is this. Feel empathy without taking responsibility. You can understand someone's pain without sacrificing yourself to avoid it. Let's assume for a moment, you leave a friendship that has become one-sided. They say, after everything I did for you, your body tightens. The guilt rushes in. But pause here. Their feelings are real. That does not mean your decision is wrong. Empathy says, I see that this hurts you. Responsibility says, I must stay so you don't feel this. Those are not the same. You don't need to harden your heart. You need to stop, volunteering as the emotional caretaker. Step 2. Stop explaining. Explanations feed guilt. Here's something most people get wrong. They think guilt will disappear after they explain themselves enough. So they write long messages. They give detailed reasons. They justify every feeling. But over-explaining actually keeps guilt alive. Why? Because explanations invite debate. Debate invites doubt. Doubt pulls you back into the cycle. A calm boundary sounds simple. This no longer works for me. You don't owe a dissertation on your pain. If someone truly respected you, they wouldn't require you to bleed emotionally just to earn the right to leave. Step 3. Expect discomfort, not disaster. Another reason guilt feels overwhelming is because your mind predicts catastrophe. You imagine, they'll hate me, I'll be alone, I'll regret this forever. But discomfort is not danger. Walking away usually feels bad before it feels better. That doesn't mean you made the wrong choice. Think of it like physical healing. When you stop touching a burn, it stings at first, but that sting is part of recovery. Guilt is often the sound of old patterns breaking. Step 4. Grieve the fantasy, not the reality. This step is quiet but powerful. Many people don't feel guilty because of what they're leaving. They feel guilty because of what they hoped it could become. You're not just walking away from a person or situation. You're walking away from the version where they finally understand you. The version where things magically improve. The version where your patience is rewarded. That imagined future hurts to let go of. So grieve that, not the boundary. Grief doesn't mean you should go back. It means you're human. Step 5. Replace guilt with self-trust. Here's the shift that changes everything. Instead of asking, is everyone okay with this? Ask, do I trust myself to handle the outcome? Self-trust dissolves guilt faster than reassurance ever will. You don't need certainty. You need confidence in your ability to respond, whatever happens. Walking away isn't saying, I know this will be painless. It's saying, I trust myself enough to choose peace, even if it's uncomfortable at first. Why staying too long damages you quietly? Let's talk about the cost of not walking away. It doesn't always look dramatic. It looks like chronic irritation, emotional numbness, resentment you feel guilty for having, losing clarity about what you even want. Over time, staying teaches your nervous system that your limits don't matter, and that lesson leaks into every area of life. Leaving isn't cruelty. Sometimes staying is self-betrayal. Walking away calmly versus cutting off emotionally. This is important. Walking away without guilt does not mean disappearing in anger. It means no revenge, no dramatic speeches, no need to be understood. Calm detachment is powerful. You don't slam the door. You close it gently and keep walking. Not everyone deserves access to you forever. That's not punishment. That's discernment. What peace actually feels like afterward. Here's what no one tells you. The relief doesn't always come as happiness. Sometimes it comes as silence, better sleep, less tension in your body, clearer thinking. Peace is often subtle at first, but over time you realize something. You're no longer rehearsing conversations in your head. You're no longer bracing emotionally. That's how you know you chose well. A reminder for kind people. If you're someone who struggles with guilt, this is for you. Your kindness is not a life sentence. You are allowed to leave situations that require you to abandon yourself to keep the peace. You are allowed to choose alignment over approval. You are allowed to outgrow people without turning them into villains. Walking away without guilt is not about being heartless. It's about being honest. If this video resonated, it's probably because you're standing at a quiet crossroads. Take your time. Move slowly. But don't ignore what your body already knows. Peace doesn't demand that you suffer first. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away without guilt and trust yourself enough to keep going.